Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory. It's been a rough week for us Arsenal fans, I think. Losing to Palace and to Brighton in a week hasn't been great. It's definitely derailed the potential for top four, which I'm going to continue to say I didn't think we were going to get anyway. Spurs are now in pole position for that, I'd say. But yeah, we can get things back on track to finish in the European places with Southampton on Saturday. So Southampton at the moment are sitting in 14th. Again, another team that haven't had a great record recently, but I thought that with Brighton and the performance that I didn't watch the game, I just listened to the commentators on Arsenal.com watch it essentially, and it seemed to me as if, again, similar to Palace, even though in the second half against Palace we did put up some sort of fight, not enough probably. Brighton was a little bit more kind of placid, and it just felt like we weren't in the game at all, that Brighton controlled the game from start to finish. And I think part of that is because Arteta made a massive mistake putting Granit Xhaka at left back and, exposing the midfield and leaving Lokonga, who hasn't played very much in the past couple of months, on his own. It definitely felt like we missed Thomas Partey last week. It was a big risk and it didn't pay off, and unfortunately it's cost us at the end of the day. I still think that we can finish fifth. I don't necessarily think that this, unless we lose to Southampton on Saturday, I don't think at the moment we're going to fall out of the European places. That would be dire if that happens. It could happen because football's like that. But yeah, it would be terrible. It would be a massive failure of a season if we, at this point, at the stage we got to, we fall out of the top six. Looking at Southampton's last 5, they've lost 4 and drawn 1, exactly the same as Brighton. And for some reason, and I know that they play decent at St Mary's, so again, it's not one. After the performance against Brighton, from what I heard of it, it just felt like, I don't know where this win is going to come from against Southampton. I just hope we step up. I hope Granit Xhaka isn't playing at left back. I said to someone else who's an Arsenal fan who I work with that was like, I'd rather Xhaka there than Tavares, and it's like, yeah, but Xhaka's not a natural, and Lokonga is a prospect, but he's not good enough to do the job of marshalling the midfield, and you're weakening the midfield by moving Xhaka out of there. So I hope Arteta gives Tavares another chance, because I know that he played badly against Palace, but at the end of the day he's the only natural left back that we've got, so we're going to have to use him. I'd also even say don't put Lokonga alongside Xhaka. Put El Neni in there. El Neni's more experienced. I have a feeling Arteta's saving El Neni for like Chelsea and United for some reason. But yeah, that's the thing. Like with the Brighton game, it's another reason why I think why I've all along said we're not going to get top 4, because the squad isn't mature enough, or the playing squad isn't mature enough. The lack of depth, and I had a feeling that even though I said it wasn't the end of the world. Like, it was a big risk, and it looks like at the moment it's come to bite us in the arse. And if this is what we're going to be talking about if we do finish outside the top 4, or those that think we should finish in the top 4 now will be saying, because we didn't recruit in January, because we got rid of Aubameyang, that's why we didn't finish there, and all that kind of stuff. But those were the two things, the lack of experience from both a managerial point of view and a player point of view, and the lack of squad depth, and the lack of a game-changing player. This is one thing I've said pretty much since the whole talk of us being the favourites to be in the top 4 came about, is that I didn't think we were going to get in the top 4, not only just for the reasons that I said at the start of the season, but also for the fact we don't have a game-changing player. We don't have a Cristiano Ronaldo, we don't have a Bruno Fernandes, we don't have a Harry Kane, we don't have a Song Heung-min. Like, we don't have any of those players that, even if they're playing badly, all they need is one chance. I played again, I'm not going to say that FIFA represents real life, but again, I'm just using it as an example. But I played the FIFA sim of the Man United game that's coming up, so you'll see that at some point. And I could see everything that happened in that match happening in real life. In that FIFA sim, I could see it happening in real life. I won't say what happened, but I could see that. And if you decide to watch all the way to the end of that when it comes out, you'll see what I mean. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have that. You know, Lacazette hasn't scored in over 20 hours now, maybe more. I'm not sure. We're not scoring enough goals from midfield. It's a problem that we've had even when Unai Emery was around. Even when probably in the last season of Arsene Wenger, we've had that problem. So I don't think that that's why it's never been on for me. It's never been like, I've always thought, I got caught up in it a little bit, thinking, oh yeah, this might be it. This would be mad if he manages to get us into the top 4. But I think the main reason why I got caught up in it is because I just wanted to shut the people up that, like, just the actors, the people that go on social media and on places like this and say, oh yeah, you know, Arteta's no good, the process is bollocks, all this kind of stuff. I'm not saying that, like, trust the process is the thing to do or anything, but I do think that, like, there's people that just say negative things about the club and about the manager because it's cool to do it. They're not balanced of how they view the team and support the club. They care more about their own ego and about, like, looking good. So if things do go wrong, and let's say next season Arteta gets sacked, which is more likely than this season, it's so they can come on YouTube afterwards and say,
"Oh, see, I told you so. I told you it was no good. Now we can get a proper manager."
It shouldn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, you're there to support the team, and that's what you should be doing, regardless of who the manager is. If it turns out that he's no good, fair enough. He's no good. We move on. But overall, I'd actually have to say, despite this past week, I'd actually say that he's actually done a very good job. Not a very good job, but a pretty good job. Like, he's definitely, and especially even if we do finish outside the top 4, he's taken us 3 places up. That is progress. The excuse that people always say is that he finished 8th twice, which is only technically true because half the season was done anyway under Unai Emery. We were already flailing under Unai Emery. And this idea that, like, it's been a complete failure is rubbish to me. And that's the thing, I just think people need to be more balanced. Like I've said before, like after the Villarreal game, I said his days are numbered. Like, if this doesn't improve next season, he's gone. And it's improved. Nobody can sit there and say that things are improved. I know there's people out there that say runs of form are irrelevant when there's nothing at the end of it and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, that's part of progress. Unless you're blind to it, that is progress. If you're going on, like, consistent runs of form, putting in good footballing performances and winning games, that is progress, no matter whether you like it or not. And I just think that people who don't see that just blatantly have an agenda. And the realistic thing is that, yeah, we are miles off the teams that are in the top 4, possibly even miles away from Spurs at this point. Until they lose Son and Kane, we're miles away from them. So if we did get in the top 4 this season, it would be a bonus more than anything else. It would be, as Harry Symeou says, almost an overachievement to get into the top 4. And even if we did get in the top 4, this is why I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing. I mean, I said at the end of last season, it might be a good thing that we don't have Europe, because then we could try and get back into the Champions League and all this kind of stuff. But this is why I've been saying for a long time, I have a feeling that one of these performances, like a Palace, like a Brighton, are going to happen. And I can see that happening in the Champions League. And if that happens against, like, opposition like Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, or even, like, I don't know, Atalanta or someone like that, like, we could get battered. So are we ready for the Champions League? Who knows? But anyway, back to Brighton. I don't know. Again, I don't want to predict a score. The sim that you're watching seems to think that we're going to turn it around in this game. I do have a feeling that it's going to be one of those games that if we do win it, it's going to be by the skin of our teeth for some reason. Because I feel like we're going to come out really nervy and we're probably going to concede a goal, and then we're going to have to try and find a way to get back into the game and win it, essentially. The good news is that Tomiyasu is probably going to be assessed after this game, so by the time we get to crunch time, which is like Chelsea, United, West Ham, etc., etc., we might have him back, so at least we have our first place right back. And I'm not knocking Cedric, because Cedric's done a decent job so far. But yeah, in terms of predictions, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna just agree with the score that's in this sim, and if you want to know what that is, watch till the end, or skip to the end if you can't be bothered. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Hopefully we can do it. Hopefully we can turn things around, because regardless of the kind of top 4 rhetoric or whatever, we just need to win to keep our place in the top 6 more than anything. So yeah, that's it. I probably won't be doing another reaction, because again, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, so I'll probably have to find a way to get the highlights. I'll probably listen along on Arsenal.com, and then get the depending on what happens, get the highlights and then give my thoughts in the Chelsea preview. So yeah, that's it. I will speak to you soon. Happy Easter in advance. Until then, take care and stay safe.
Plenty to consider based on what we've seen so far as the second half begins. Che Adams. Priority was to hang on to the ball, which he did. Breaking at pace. Defenders need to cover. Not quite the clearance they were hoping for. Well, threat averted. Martin Ødegaard. Could be troublesome. Martinelli. Saka. Now able to close down the shot. Elyounoussi. And players waiting in the centre. Can he do it? Real defensive resilience. Walker-Peters. That's how to blunt the edge of the opposing attack. Arsenal finding space on the wing. Cross fired over. And how well the keeper did.
Well, that's just exceptional. He reacted so quickly there.
Well, we're into the final half hour. Well, just couldn't keep the ball. Well, no luck keeping possession. Ward-Prowse. Well, let's see about the cross. Well, it's actually ended up being easy meat for the keeper. Arsenal have given it away. Ward-Prowse. Elyounoussi. Well, this could pose problems for the defenders. And that'll be the goalkeeper's ball. Well cleared away. Into the final 20 minutes. Making use of his physical strength to hang on to it. An important interception. Granit Xhaka. Martin Ødegaard. Wonderfully weighted pass. A goal! That's 2 for him today. They simply can't stop him. No wonder he's celebrating.
Let's see this again, because the delivery into the box couldn't be any better. Played into just the right area, but the finish is far too easy. He doesn't even have to jump. How has he afforded that much space? It's a tidy header, but really poor defending.
And a substitution in the offing. So underway again, and it's a story of parity. 2 goals apiece in this one. Che Adams. Tackling and winning the ball to boot. Ward-Prowse. Can he find the net? Touched onto the woodwork. And he's won the ball. And play halted, free kick given. So making the substitution now. And fired from the flank into the area. And it's come off the keeper. It comes to nothing in the end. Could be a chance to break here.
Well, I thought that was the game. Fantastic work by the keeper, just to keep them in this.
Well, at first glance, you would think a strong possibility of a red card. Let's see. Well, the referee produces the red card. An obvious one, Stuart.
Well, they'll need to reorganise quickly here. He really has let them down with that challenge.
Coming onto the pitch, number 30, Andy Nketiah.
Well, straight into the meat of the penalty area. Not all that convincing defensively. Well, nothing comes of it.
Well, just listen to this noise. How could you not be inspired by that?
Well, that's a really good authoritative tackle. Throw in here. Elyounoussi. Teammates in the middle. And a bit short with the clearance. Danger averted for now. Lokonga. Arsenal remain on the front foot. Can they find a winning goal? Nice and easy for the keeper. So 2 minutes to be added on at the end. Tremendous ball played through. He's just got to continue his run. Flinging himself at it, the keeper. Well, the two sides still locked together. And a set piece, a corner, can make all the difference. Delivering it. Well, he dealt with that ball played in rather well. Pepe. And a goal! At this stage of the game, it might be decisive. And just look at their supporters.
Well, as you can see, he's given far too much space, but he still had some work to do, and I think that's a very tidy finish. It was never in doubt.
And the referee decides enough is enough. It's the end of the game. Arsenal victorious, that's the main headline from this one.
Yes, Derek, there wasn't much in it, to be honest. Really competitive game with chances at both ends, but they probably just about edged it overall and deserved the result in the end.
Well, he's become a really feared striker, Alexandre Lacazette, and it's easy to see why based on this performance, I think, Stuart.
Well, he did everything today. His energy, skill and movement was just too good for those defenders. It was a really good display.